Do you know why we celebrate Christmas? Well, let's unravel this together. Christmas, a holiday celebrated by millions worldwide, has a rich and fascinating history. Its origins trace back over 2,000 years to the birth of Jesus Christ. The name Christmas comes from the Mass of Christ, a time for Christians to come together to celebrate that Jesus was born to show God's love to the world. Now let's dive a little deeper. The birth of Jesus Christ, as the story goes, took place in a humble stable surrounded by shepherds and wise men bearing gifts. This miraculous event is commemorated on the 25th of December, a date chosen not because it was his actual birthday, but to coincide with the pagan festivals celebrating winter solstice. Over time, this spiritual occasion transformed into the Christmas we know today, filled with joy, love, and the spirit of giving. But Christmas is not just about religion, it's also about sharing love and spreading joy. This is where the secular aspect of Christmas comes in. It's a time when people open their hearts to give, not just to their loved ones, but also to those in need. It's a season of goodwill, a time when we put aside our differences and come together to celebrate love and unity. So, you see, Christmas is a beautiful blend of historical traditions, religious observances, and a universal celebration of love. It's a time when streets twinkle with lights, homes are adorned with decorations, and the aroma of baked goodies fills the air. Whether you're singing carols around a brightly lit tree, exchanging gifts with loved ones, or sharing a festive meal, the spirit of Christmas is all about love, joy, and togetherness. It's the time of year when we celebrate the simple things that bring us happiness and warmth. So, Christmas is a time of giving, sharing love, and celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. And that, dear friends, is the true mystery of Christmas. Have you ever wondered where Santa Claus came from? This story begins hundreds of years ago with a man named Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas was a bishop who lived in the 4th century in a place called Myra in Asia Minor, known today as Turkey. Saint Nicholas was greatly admired for his piety and kindness. It is said that he gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and sick. One of the best-known stories about Saint Nicholas tells us how he saved 3 poor sisters from being sold into slavery by providing them with a dowry so they could be married. This act of generosity is one of the many reasons why he is considered the patron saint of children. As the centuries rolled on, the stories of Saint Nicholas's deeds spread across the globe. His name changed as his legend traveled. In France, he was known as Père Noël. In England, he was Father Christmas, and in the Netherlands, he was called Sinterklaas. Then, in the early 19th century in America, the name Sinterklaas evolved into Santa Claus, and his image began to change as well. He was depicted as a jolly, plump man with a white beard, wearing a red suit with white fur trim. This image was popularized by a poem called A Visit from St. Nicholas, more commonly known as The Night Before Christmas, and by advertisements for a popular soda company in the mid-20th century. Santa Claus, as we know him today, is a symbol of the spirit of giving. On Christmas Eve, he is believed to travel the world on a sleigh pulled by reindeer, delivering gifts to children while they sleep. He embodies the magic and wonder of Christmas, bringing joy to children everywhere. But let's not forget, behind the red suit and the jolly laugh, Santa Claus carries forward the spirit of kindness and generosity of the real-life Saint Nicholas. So the next time you hear the jingle bells or see a twinkle in the night sky on Christmas Eve, remember the story of Saint Nicholas, the man who started it all. And that's how the story of a kind man named Saint Nicholas transformed into our beloved Santa Claus. Do you know how people celebrate Christmas around the world? Well, let's take a magical journey across the globe and discover the joy of Christmas celebrations. In many parts of the world, Christmas is all about family, friends, and festive feasts. People gather together, exchange gifts, and share delicious meals. The air is filled with laughter, warmth, and the tantalizing aroma of traditional holiday foods. Let's fly over to Germany, where children place a shoe or boot outside their door. If they've been good all year, St. Nicholas leaves presents. But if they've been naughty, they might find a tree branch instead. Then, off to Japan, where Christmas isn't a national holiday, but it's still celebrated with a fun twist. Many families enjoy a festive meal of, guess what, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's right, a bucket of KFC has become a beloved Christmas tradition in Japan. Now, let's soar to Australia. Down under, Christmas falls in the middle of summer, so you might find folks celebrating with a beach barbecue. Barbecued prawns, anyone? Next we fly to the Philippines, home to the longest Christmas season in the world, starting in September and ending in January. Here, a beautiful tradition called Simbang Gabi, or Night Mass, is observed. where Filipinos attend 9 days of early morning church services leading up to Christmas. Then, we touch down in Ethiopia where Christmas, known as Ghana, is celebrated on January 7th. The day starts with a fast followed by church service and ends with a feast that includes injera, a type of flatbread, and doro wat, a spicy chicken stew. From the shoe-filled nights in Germany to the beach barbecues in Australia. From the festive buckets of KFC in Japan to the long-lasting celebrations in the Philippines and the unique Ghana festivities in Ethiopia, Christmas traditions vary, but the spirit of joy, kindness, and giving remains the same. So no matter where you are in the world, Christmas is a time of joy and celebration. And remember, the best gift of all is sharing these special moments with those we love. Ever wondered why we decorate Christmas trees? Let's unravel this festive mystery together. Thousands of years ago, long before the birth of Christ, evergreen plants and trees held a special place in various cultures. Their ability to stay green all year round, even in the harshest winters, symbolized eternal life and hope for the return of spring. Fast forward to the 16th century in Germany, where the tradition of decorating Christmas trees began. The devout Christians in this era would decorate evergreen trees in their homes. Some built Christmas pyramids of wood and adorned them with evergreens and candles. Now let's talk about the ornaments that add sparkle to these trees. In the early days, decorations were largely homemade items or natural elements like fruits, nuts, or cookies. Over time, glassmakers from Germany began crafting beautiful ornaments which quickly became a hit and spread across the globe. The twinkling lights we often see on Christmas trees have an interesting backstory too. Before the invention of electricity, families would use candles to light up their Christmas trees. This was not just a beautiful sight, but also symbolized Christ being the light of the world. With the advent of electricity, these candles were replaced with strings of electric lights, making it safer and equally beautiful. Now, what about the star, or the angel on top of the tree? This tradition stems from the Christian story of the Star of Bethlehem that guided the wise men to the baby Jesus, or the angels who announced the birth of Christ. In essence, every aspect of a Christmas tree, from the evergreen branches to the twinkling lights and the star or angel on top, has a story to tell. Each ornament hung, each light strung, carries a piece of history and symbolism rooted deep within the traditions of Christmas. So, the twinkling lights and beautiful ornaments on a Christmas tree are all part of the magic of Christmas. Each year, as we decorate our trees, we're not just participating in a fun activity, we're also keeping alive a centuries-old tradition that embodies the spirit of Christmas. How about we test what you've learned with a fun quiz? Question 1. Why do we celebrate Christmas? Is it because it's a time of year when everyone gets a day off work? Or could it be because it's the day we commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, spreading love and joy around the world? The answer is, we celebrate Christmas to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ. It's the time of year when Christians around the globe celebrate the birth of Jesus, who they believe is the Son of God. But it's not just about religion. Christmas is also a time for spreading love, joy, and kindness, and for being with family and friends. Moving on to question 2. Who is Santa Claus? Is he a jolly old man who lives in the North Pole and spends his time making toys for good children? Or could he be a mythical creature that only exists in stories and movies? The answer is, Santa Claus is a jolly old man who lives in the North Pole. He's known for his red suit, white beard, and big belly that shakes when he laughs. According to legend, Santa Claus spends his time making toys and delivering them to good children around the world on Christmas Eve. And finally, question 3. Why do we decorate Christmas trees? Is it because it's a fun activity that brings the family together? Or could it be because it's a tradition that dates back to Germany in the 16th century? The answer is both. Decorating Christmas trees is a tradition that dates back to Germany in the 16th century, but it's also a fun activity that brings the family together. And let's not forget, a beautifully decorated Christmas tree can really brighten up a room. Well done, you've learned so much about Christmas. Remember to subscribe to GURUKIDZ Smart Kids channel for more fun and educational videos.